All right, so you can see what is showing on the screen. That is, one-step equation are equations because there are different ways one-step equation can be modeled. Okay, now I'm going to show you the different ways it can be modeled. Then we also look at the areas involving how to solve real-world problem using the concept of one-step equation. All right, so what we have showing on the screen now is that one-step equations are equations that can be solved in a single step, typically involving a single operation. Okay, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Now, let me show you what it looks like, okay, when we talk about a one-step equation. And please, this is very important. Now, for the exam you want to write, I mean, the exam you are preparing for. Now, one thing is key here, it is very important for you to understand the basic concept, especially when it comes to, when it comes to equations, okay? Because that way, that will help you, it will help you improve on when it comes to how to deal with complex equation. So for in one step equation, like I said, we can have different ways. The one step equation can be modeled. Now, if you are giving x plus 5 equals to 10, this is a one step equation because I said those equations that can be solved in a what? In a single step, typically involving a single operation. Now, the single operation we have here is what? Addition. Can you see? This is addition. Now, to be able to solve a one-step equation involving operation, that is the operator addition, that is plus. Okay. Now, there is a way we can get rid of 5 from the left-hand side because in every equation, please, I want to show you what it looks like. Now, this side is the left-hand side, and this other side is the what? Right-hand side. So the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the equation are linked together using what? Equality sign. Do you understand, Urena?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, now, also, we can also have a one-step equation to be modeled this way. X minus 6 equals 9. Because the operation involved in this case is what? Minus. That is subtraction. That is, we have x is less by what? By 6. And that is equals to what? 9. So this is also a what? A one-step equation. Are you following me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's look at how to solve the one that has operation addition and the one that has operation what? Subtraction. Now, for this first one, where we have x plus 5 equals to 10. Now, because we want to find out what the value of x will be, that is when the value of x is added to 5, it makes 10. Am I right? That means x plus 5 equals to 10. So to be able to get the value of x, okay, then because this number is added to x, so it means we'll have to get rid of 5 from this side of the equation. And to get rid of 5 from this side of the equation, we're going to we're going to subtract 5 from both sides because we have addition. Now, note, the opposites, okay, the opposite of addition, okay, is subtraction. This is very important, okay? The opposite of addition is what? Subtraction when dealing with linear equation or when dealing with one-step equation. So we have x plus 5 equals to 10. So which means, because I know that this is addition, so it means I'm going to what? I'm going to subtract this number, subtract 5, okay, from both sides. And that means, what that means is that we have x plus 5, negative 5, okay, equals to 10 minus 5. Do you understand? Do you understand? Irena, do you understand? Sorry, speak up. I can't hear you. Do you understand? Okay. No, your mic is off. Irena.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, you understand. Okay, so what we have here is plus 5 minus 5, that will be 0. So we have to bring this guy down. So we bring this down, and this will be equals to 10 minus 5. That will be what? 5. So which means 5 plus 5 equals to 10. Because now we can see that the value of x is what? Is 5. Irena, can you try this? A plus 6 equals to 13. What would be the value of A when we have A plus 6 equals to 13?
7.
Say that again.
What? 7.
7. You said 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, can you explain why it is 7? Why the value of A will be 7? Why is the value of A equals to 7?
Because 6 minus 13 is 7.
No. 6 minus 13 is
Or
not 7.
13 minus 6.
13 minus 6, yeah. 13 minus 6 equals 7. Now, could you please explain why it must be 13 minus 6? Why it must be this way? That is, it must be 13 minus 6 so that the value of A can be what? 7.
Explain what?
It's what?
Explain what?
I mean, now you said 13 minus 7. Now, I want you to tell me why it must be 13 minus 6. I want you to tell me why it must be 13 minus 6. I'm sure you can see the way I explained this. Okay. I said, and also I said you should take note that whenever we are dealing with addition, okay, let it be at the back of your mind that the opposite of addition is what? Subtraction. The same way, so it will be the other way too. When it is subtraction, the opposite of subtraction is addition. Like now, let's say I want you to, to explain why the value of A is 7. Are you just going to tell me that it is 13 minus 6 equals 7? Like I want you to show your workings. The question is not clear, right? It's not clear. Okay, now listen. We are dealing with one-step equation, and the topic is one-step and two-step equation. Is that clear? Now,
Mm-hmm.
Now, it is one step equation when it is only one step that will be required, to solve the equation. Is that clear? So the only step that we can use in this case, that can be used in this case to solve for the value of x is to subtract this value from both sides because it must be subtracted from both sides. Don't forget that when it comes to equation, the left-hand side must be equal to the right-hand side. Do you understand? So now, in case we have x plus 5 equals to 10, okay, x plus 5 equals to 10. And because I want 5 to be gotten rid of from the left-hand side, so what I wrote here is what? You can see what is written here. Subtract 5 from both sides. So the only step that can make me get the value of x is what? Is when I subtract 5 from both sides. So that's exactly what I expect you to say. Like that is when we have a plus 6 equals to 3. Now, how you got 7, okay, should be that what? You subtract or you minus 6 from both sides. Do you understand? So when you minus 6 from both sides, then the left-hand side now reduced to what? This A, okay? Then on the right-hand side, we have 13 minus 6, which is what we have as well, 7. Do you understand?
Yeah, but how am I supposed to explain that?
Okay. All right. So now okay, let's look at the second equation. Now, I'm going to leave this one on the board in case you want to write it down. Do you want to copy this down?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. All right. So because I said there are different ways, a one-step equation can be modeled. That's why I said equations. Okay. One-step equations are equations that can be solved, okay, in a single step. All right, look at x minus 6 equals to 9. So this is when we are dealing with subtraction. Remember I said the opposite of addition is what? Subtraction. And also the opposite of subtraction will be what? Addition. Of course, there are rules, but that would be time consuming. All right. Now, in this case, we have x minus 6 equals to 9. X minus 6 equals to 9. Now, to get the value of x in this case, can you tell me what we're supposed to do in this case to get the value of x?
Subtract 6 from 9.
No, it's not subtraction. Can you see x minus 6 equals to 9?
What?
So what are we supposed to do right now? What are we supposed to do in this case?
Add.
What are we supposed to do? Please speak
Add.
up. We
Add
add. Okay, what are we adding?
6 and 9.
6. Okay, so in this case, we add 6, okay, to both sides of the equation. Add 6 to both sides of the equation. So we have x minus 6 equals to 9. Then we have plus 6 in this case. Then this will be plus 6. All right. So in this case, negative 6 plus 6, that is 0. Okay. So we don't need that. So we can only bring this down so that x will be equals to 9 plus 6. And that's what? 15. So which means 15 minus 6 will be equals to 9. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is how to now. These are the these are the first two ways we can model a one-step equation. All right. Now let's look at. Okay, I need you to try this. When we have what is k minus 7 equals to 19. What will be the value of k when we have k minus 7 equals to 19?
26.
What's your answer?
26.
26. Yeah, that would be 26. So do you want to write this down?
Mm-hmm.
So are you done copying it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Another way we can have a one-step equation, okay, is now look at when we have, let's say, 2x. Let's say we are giving 2x equals to 14. 2x equals to 14. Is that clear? 2x equals to 14. Then also, let's say we have m over 5 equals to 10. Now, Note, in this case, note, the opposite, the opposite of multiplication, the opposite of multiplication is what? Is division. Okay? And vice versa. That is, the opposite of multiplication is division. And we can also say the opposite of division is what? Multiplication. Now, look at the board. We have 2x equals to 14. Now, 2x equals to 14. Now, you need to understand that for now, when we have, this is a one-term algebraic expression, all right? That is 2x. And the bond between 2 and x is what? Multiplication. What I'm saying is that when we say 2x, 2x means it implies 2x implies 2 times x. 2x implies 2 times x. That is 2 times x is what we have as 2x. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, to get rid of this value, the coefficient of x, to get rid of, this is called coefficient, okay? This is called coefficient. So to get rid of the coefficient of x, in this case, so it means because the bond between 2 and x is what? Multiplication. That's why I use dots. I don't want to use this other one because of x. All right, so we have 2x, so it means the opposite. So to get rid of 2, I have to divide both sides, okay? Divide both sides by 2, okay? Because I need to get rid of what? Of x. Do you understand? I mean, get rid of 2. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that means we have 2x divided by 2 equals to 14 divided by 2, okay? So that this will cancel this, okay? Then the left-hand side will reduce to 1x equals to, now 14 divided by 2, that will be what? 7. So the value of x is what? 7. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I want you to try this. When you're giving 5y equals to 5y equals to 30, find the value of y. 5y equals to 30.
6.
The value of y will be 6. The value of y will be 6. Now, tell me, why is the value of y 6?
Because 5 times 6 is 30.
5 times 6 is 30. Okay, that's correct. And you can also, now, apart from the fact that we know that 5 multiplied by y is 30, okay? Remember the only step we can take when we have the equation to be modeled like this is what? Is to divide both sides by the coefficient of the variable. So this is the variable, and this is the what? Coefficient. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in this case, divide both sides by 5. So that 5y divided by 5, okay? 30 divided by 5. So the value of y is 6. The value of y is 6. Okay, now, Lorena, I want you to, now, let's do what we call mental drill here. What about when it is, let's say we have negative 4m equals to 16. What will be the value of n?
4.
No. When the coefficient of the variable is having a minus, what will be the value of the
Negative 4.
variable? Negative 4. Do you understand? Negative
Mm-hmm.
4. Okay, so which means to be able to get the value of n in this case, we divide both sides by the what? The negative coefficient. So divide both sides, divide both sides by -4. So that this will be -4n divided by minus 4 equals to 16 over what? Minus 4. Okay, so the value of n will then be what? Minus 4. So this is the value of n. Any question? Okay, you want to write it down? No problem. Go ahead.
Well done.
Okay, now I want to give you classwork. But before that, now let's look at this other one here. Now, okay, so what we have here is n over 5 equals to 10. N over 5 equals to 10. Okay, n over 5 equals to 10. So n over 5 equals to 10. Remember this. The opposite of multiplication is what? Division. Is that clear? So the opposite of division will be what? Multiplication. So what we have here is, I can write this. Oh, no, no, never mind. So we have n over 5 equals to 10. So to get the value of n in this case, then I'm going to multiply the equation. What I mean the equation, the left-hand side and the right-hand side by 5. Exactly. So the step to take in this case is to what? Multiply both sides by 5. Now, please, this is very important. Why are we multiplying by 5? That's another question. Listen, the question reads n over 5 equals to 10. Now, this is a whole number. So we can rewrite the whole number as a fraction. And what I mean to rewrite the whole number as a fraction, that means you write 10 over 1. So this makes it a what? A fraction when it is 10 over 1. So here we have n over 5, okay? Now, then also it is also important to look at what is the denominator on the right-hand side and the denominator on the left-hand side. So the denominator on the left-hand side, okay, and that on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, we have 5. On the right-hand side, we have what? We have 1. So now listen, this is very important. So when we multiply 5 and 1, we get what? 5. Am I right? 5 multiplied by 1, that will be what? 5. Okay? So in this case, we are going to have 5 times n over 5, because we have division in this case, equals to 10 over 1 times 5. So now in this case, this will become 5n over 5, okay, equals to 5 times 10. That will be 50. So dividing both sides by 5, when we divide 5 by 5, okay, that will be 1. So we have n equals to 50. So this is the value of n. This is the value of n. The value of n is 50. Any question? It's clear, right? Okay, okay. Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I want to give you class work. Are you ready?
Huh?
I'm giving you class work. So I want you to try this. Okay, so now solve each of the following equations. Number one, k plus 7, okay, equals to 19. Number two, t plus 5 equals to minus 13 when the value is negative on the other side. So then number three, x minus 9 equals to 14. Number four, y minus 1 equals to -5. Then y minus 7 equals to -11.
Done.
Okay, and I have the answer for question 1.
12.
What's your answer for question 1?
12.
12. Okay, that's correct. Question 2. Please type it in the chat, okay? Type your answers in the chat. Okay. So which one is 23? Is it question 2?
Oh.
You have to write the answers and number them. So you have 1, then you write the answer. 2, you write the answer so your teacher knows what you're answering, okay? Thank you.
All right, so the minus 18 is for which question number? Is it question 3 or 4? Or question 2?
Wait. Give me a second.
Okay.
It's for number 2.
Question 2. Your answer for question 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these answers?
18.
Is it 18? What I'm seeing here is minus 18. That's negative 15. Is that your answer for question 2?
Mm-hmm.
Minus
Is
18.
it?
Okay, what
Yeah.
is 23?
23 is for number 3.
Number 3. Okay. Now, your answer for question 2, is it minus 18?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the answer. Okay. What about question 4?
-4.
Yeah, number 4.
-4.
Okay, okay. Please write it in the chat.
Wait.
1.4.
I'm trying to number it, but it keeps on putting it as 1.
You know
Okay,
what?
so
Just
maybe you could do it in
number it
words. Just write
and
question 4 equals that, question 5, so you could, we can follow it, okay? Great job.
What number are we on?
just write 4. Put a dot. Then the answer. Write your answer. Okay? If your
That's what I
answer,
tried doing.
if your answer is 9, just write 9. Write 4, put a dot like this. Then you
Yeah, no,
write 1.
that's what I tried doing, and it put it as 1.
Okay.
Okay, but I just checked the chat. You got it right for 2
Number
answers.
2.
Yeah, you got it
Yes.
right.
Yes.
So try and do that. You did it right for question that has -4. You did it twice. So try and do it for the other questions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Try and see if you can answer through the chat. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when you solve the question, you say the number and then put the answer.
Yeah, question 5. Nice one. Question 6. Okay. Then question 7. Okay, so you got question 7, question 6 correctly, but for question 5, it's wrong. But when you move this to the other side, okay, when you move 7 to the other side, it is -7 on the left-hand side. So when it goes to the other side, it becomes +7. So which means, we have y -7 equals to -11, okay? So when we move this to the other side, now it is negative on this side of the equation, and it turns to what? +7 on the other side. So we have y equals -11 plus 7. Okay, so what is -11 plus 7? -11 plus 7.
4.
No,
-4.
-4, yeah. Now, this is very important. Please remember, okay, remember what I said, when it comes to addition and subtraction, okay? Opposite of addition is what? Subtraction. Opposite of subtraction is what? Addition. It's very important. Yeah, so for question 6. All right. Now I have some test question here. Let's look at real life applications of one-step equation. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so have you written this? This is for question 5. Yes, question 5. The answer is what? -4. Minus
Mm-hmm.
4. Because, it will be -4 because we have to add 7 to both sides. So when we add 7 to -11 on the right-hand side, Irena, you know what? Can you sit and face the camera, please?
There's like something blocking the chair.
Oh, okay, please. Very important. Okay, now let's look at real life applications of one-step equation. Okay, are you done copying this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So for now, real life applications, examples. Let's look at. Okay. Now, example one. Example one. We have a question here. Now, Sarah had some money Sarah had some money. Okay. Now our friend gave her $7. Our friend gave her $7. And now she has $15. Now, this is how the question is asked. So we're going to fill this blank space here. You have to write the equation. Okay. Then we have the answer. Okay. So now this is the verbal statement. Okay. We have a verbal statement here. So we're going to turn this verbal statement into what? A mathematical equation. Now, Sarah had some money. Okay, she had some money. So we have no clue about the amount she had. Okay. So which means we're going to what? We're going to choose a letter from the alphabet to represent some money. Let me put it that way. Exactly. She had some money. Do you understand? That means we don't know how much she had. Okay. So we can say let M equals to what she has. So some money. Okay. Now our friend gave her $7. So which means let's say she had $10. Okay. Then our friend, Irena, are you there? Now listen. Our friend gave her $7. So that means $7 will be added to what she had. Okay. That's $10. So our friend gave her $7. So which means she now has, okay, she now has M plus what? Plus 7. Okay, she now has $15. So she gave her, her friend gave her, her friend, okay, her friend gave her $7. So which means that will be M plus $7. Now, when we add 7 to M, which is what she had, okay, she now has $15. So which means that so she now has M, let me just repeat so she now has M plus 7 equals to 15. So that means when $7 is added to what she had, okay, total now became 15. Do you understand? That's everything she has now became what? 15. She had $10. Our friend gave her $7. Do you understand? And when our friend gave her $7, so total amount became what? $15. So that means n plus 7 is equals to what? 15. So this is the equation. So you write that here. N plus 7 equals to 15. So you really want to give us the answer to this question. When we have n plus 7 equals 15. So what will be the value of n? What's the answer?
8.
8. Because 8 plus 7 is what? 15. It's not in the chart.
Oh.
You there? Okay. Now, another example. I want you to copy this down. Look, remember, she had some money. So we use N to represent what she had. Okay. Remember, when we can, that's when we are not giving the, that's To represent the variable, we always remember to use what? To choose one of the letters from the alphabet. So let n equals to the money. That's what she had, okay? Our friend gave her $7. So that would be what she had plus 7. She now has n plus 7. She now has $15. So which means the total is now what? $15. Do you understand? And that is the equation. So the answer to the question, that would be n equals to $8. Any question? Okay. So can we proceed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another example. Another example. Yeah, we have here that all right, we have another question now. So we have a recipe calls for 4 cups of flour per
battle
batch.
with network so much. Sorry. So yeah, I was saying most cases
Hello,
Hello?
Rena, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So here we have a recipe calls for 4 cups of flour per batch. Okay. If a chef used 16 cups, how many batches did he make? How many batches did he make? Now, 16 cups, that means the chef uses what? Total of what? 16 cups. I'm sure you understand that. Now, a recipe calls for 4 cups of flour per batch. Okay. That
Mm-hmm.
means the number of cups. That's the number, that is the number of, that's cup of flours, okay, per batch is what? Is 4. Do you understand? So, so let's model the equation for this verbal statement. A recipe calls for 4 cups of flour per batch. So we can say let X equals to flour per what? Per batch. Okay. That is 4. So which means 4 cups. 4 cups of that will now be 4x. Are you with me? That is
Mm-hmm.
cup x represent cup of flour per what? Per batch. So 4 cups will now be 4x. Okay. Okay, so we have x equals to cups of flour per what? Per batch. So 4 cups of flour per batch will be what? 4 times x. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 4 times x. Now, we have if a chef use what 16 cups. How many batches did he make? That means he used a total of what? 16. So it means that now the chef used a total of 16 cups. So that means we're going to have 4x equals to what? 16. You understand? 4x equals to 16. So the equation is 4x equals to 16. Okay, now, how many batches did he make? Okay, remember I said number of cups of flour, okay, per batch is what? Is x. And 4 cups will be 4 times x. So we need to find out the value of x. So what will be the value of x?
4.
The value of x is 4. Why is it 4? How did we get 4?
Divide 4 by 16.
You divide 4 by 16. No, that's wrong. When you say you divide 4 by 16, this is what
16 divided by 4.
16 divided by 4. Okay, so the answer is what? Is 4. Now let me give you assignment. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you done copying this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so that's it. Irena, are you done?
Almost.
Almost, okay.
I can't see number 8.
Number 8, right? We can see it. Oh,
Okay.
okay, you can see it now.
Can you see it now? Michael biked 45 miles in 9 hours at a constant speed. What was his speed per hour? Did you get that? Mm-hmm. Irena is not in class. Okay, I've seen that.
What does number 9 say?
Number 9. Okay. The temperature.
Have you seen number 9 too? Okay, the temperature rose by 6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And is now 72 degrees Fahrenheit. What was the original temperature? If you click on the slide of your teacher, it will bring the words closer to you. Okay, have you done that? So is it the writing or is it the lettering you are not seeing? The font. Okay. Uncle Yusuf, please try and make the font clearer because the temperature is not really clear. I can see it from here. Yes, please. But if it's read to you, you can write it, right? Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Well done, Ure. Good job.
Okay, let me write it again.
Thank you, Uncle Yusuf. Thank you. It's clearer.
No. When did I start? Wait, ask mom how long it's Ask mom how long it's supposed to be.
Rena, you are
Yeah.
in class. You are in class. You are in class.
Someone is disrupting the class. Who is that? Is it Giovanni or?
Yes, it is.
Hey,
Get out of here.
get out of here.
I'm done.
Okay. All right, Rena. So I want to believe that you learn some things today in class. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in our next class, remember, don't forget that whatever we're doing now or you're learning now, it's just like something you also need, when you get to higher class. Is that clear? So, like I said, for your exam, remember I said why it is important for us to start from the basics is because this is mathematics. Okay, there's no, I mean, there is no, there is not bad if we can start again from the beginning, from the scratch. Do you understand? So, but why it is always good to always start from the scratch is because sometimes, of course, some of these things are what you have learned before, but you also need to what you also need, this is just in a way we are trying to cast your mind back to what you have learned in school or maybe what you have done before. Is that clear? Because by the time we start looking at other areas like functions, I'm sure you're going to be learning functions, okay,
What
circles.
what is that?
What did you say? Are you scared? You're not. Okay, so we have functions, we have other areas of math, okay? And because exam, okay, your exam is more of, OBJ, that's a multiple choice, okay? You'll be given what we call selected response. So your speed, okay, you must be faster than the allotted time. That is very important. Do you understand? But like I said, it is always good to start from the basics. You understand? Let's take care of all these simple things, okay? I know it's simple. Am I right, Irena? I'm sure it's
Yeah.
all these ones. They are baby maths. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we've come to the end of this session. So it's my pleasure meeting you, Irena. So I'll see you again in the next class. All right. Thank you.
Yes, and the next class is on Saturday, Urena,
Yes, on
by
Saturday.
1 o'clock. Okay. Your English class will hold tomorrow by 11. So it would be good if you prepare for that class. You'll be meeting your English teacher tomorrow by 11, okay?
11.
11, yes, tomorrow morning.
I don't wake up that early.
Well, you try. It's just an hour class. Like today, you have maths 1 to 2. On Wednesdays, you have English 11 to 12. And on Saturdays, you have English 11 to 12, and then maths 12 to 1. But you'll be fine, okay? Once you have those classes, you're good to go for the rest of the week. But you've done a good job. Your maths is really good, and we know it can be better, okay? Well done. Good job. Take care of you now. You could go, you can log out now. You've had a great class. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Uncle Yusuf, the teacher left the class. Okay, no, he's still there.
No, I'm here. I'm
Okay,
here.
very good. Well done. I commend you. It started bumpy, but you maintained your teacher ethics till you broke through. And I'm happy she started writing, she started responding. And most times insist on what you want. Like we said, answer on the chat, got the message. So don't ever drop the ball. She's an American child. You heard her telling me she doesn't wake up early, but she has to wake up early for her classes. That's the way it is.
I understand.
So
No problem.
I trust you to cope well with them. Then please let her know that most of the questions would come from her placement test practice. Do you understand? So she will take it seriously. And I like what you told her. Pace and speed matters because it's a timed exam. It's worse because it's objective. If you miss the answer, you missed it.
Yeah, sure.
So she has to learn to be precise in answering solving her math and getting the right answer. Well done. I don't know if Uncle Ben has anything to say. Uncle Ben? Uncle Ben, are you there? Okay, I don't think he's here, but that's fine. So we'll still speak backstage, okay, after the lesson. So you can just go and have some time out. Thank you. Well done. You delivered. You did a great job. Bye-bye. So Uncle Yusuf, we're going to stick to your board, but when you want to give her assignments, maybe you can use the slide or go ahead and write it out on the board, whichever works for you. But remember, time. We have additional 60 minutes, please.
Okay, what about now in our practice tests? Some of the practice tests, the one I came across some where the question will be lengthy, you understand?
Yes.
And sometimes maybe because she needs to understand, how to, she needs to understand the what's it called? The concept on how to write the mathematical equation. Is it possible that, okay, if I have questions like that, after preparing it on the slide, I can also write it on the board?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can, because you need to break down the concept so she can understand it. Like when you were writing it on the board, she was following and she understood. The board made it easier for her, I must say.